Well, global markets are in turmoil and the global economy is on the skids. But we're going to show you one story out of New York, which is thriving right about now. We're going to tell you how they're savoring the fruits of their labor. That's coming up next on BackStory. Now, we've been talking about the economic anxiety around the world. Fears about the future sent stocks tumbling from Berlin to New York. But not all the news is gloomy. Some small businesses are actually thriving, even in this economic climate. Here's Felicia Taylor on a cupcake bakery in New York that's becoming a global brand.
It started as a simple bakery on a quaint street in New York City's Greenwich Village. Then, a few years later, Magnolia Bakery was featured in one episode of the TV show Sex and the City on HBO, which, like CNN, is owned by Time Warner.
Big wasn't a crush, he was a crash.
It was that appearance that helped start a cupcake craze and turn this local business into a phenomenon. Now, 15 years on, Magnolia is going global, selling franchises internationally. Owner Steve Abrams took over the company in 2007. And expanded the business with 7 other company-owned branches in the United States and 1 store in Dubai. The Dubai Magnolia is run under a different type of agreement, but will soon fall under the franchise umbrella. Why now do you want to open up the business to franchisees?
We want to bring it throughout the world, but we can't geographically and culturally go around the world and make this happen. It's impossible to be in Dubai or, like you said, Korea or Spain and understand the nuances of each culture. We have about 1,000 franchise requests in the can. I probably have about 20 ongoing negotiations right now.
Adnan Azrak represents a franchisee from Qatar. Their Magnolia franchise is expected to be the first to open in January 2012. He says the bakery is a perfect fit for his region of the world.
The Qatari people and the people in the Middle East in general, New York is one of their favorite destinations. They come here quite often, and obviously the name Magnolia Bakery is familiar to everyone.
Okay, so how did those cupcakes become such a cult classic? Our Felicia Taylor asked the owner for their recipe for success.
Okay, this is my first time at Magnolia Bakery, and I can hardly believe what I'm seeing. People are queued up outside and in to get a chance at one of these cupcakes. I gotta go get one. The place was filled with customers, and each of them had an interesting story about how they ended up at Magnolia Bakery. So why do you come to Magnolia Bakery?
I come to Magnolia Bakery because they have the best cupcakes. I'm from Boston. Well, I live in Boston. I drove all the way from Boston just to get some Magnolia cupcakes.
Why do you come to Magnolia Bakery?
Well, because our limousine driver told us about it on the way in from the airport.
Really?
Yes.
So you'd never heard of it before?
Never heard of it, but he told us it was on Sex and the City.
So why did you come to Magnolia Bakery?
For my wife.
Why, what did your wife want?
She likes Sex and the City, of course.
Have you tried them yet?
Oh, yeah, we have. Actually, yesterday night.
So you came back for more?
Uh-huh.
And next, Steve gave us the full backstory on how he ended up taking over for the founder of Magnolia Bakery. What is the success of Magnolia Bakery? What's the secret to this?
It's the taste. I mean, come on, look at this. I think it's a combination of things. Obviously, we had the famous Sex and the City episode, and TV has a lot of power. Had an enormous amount of things since then. We've been on TV shows, movies. We're part of the pop culture. But more importantly, it tastes great.
Why did you want to go in the cupcake business?
The owner that had this before, who had it for 9 years prior to me, was a friend of mine. Oh. And just serendipitously, I ended up with it. I feel sort of I was anointed on some level. So
Did you ever sell?
Well, if we have this interview in 7 or 8 years, maybe. I'm having too much fun.
How many cupcakes do you eat a week?
Oh, if you saw how skinny I am, you'd say none.
You'd say none.
None. That's the first question I get. You own Magnolia Bakery? And how's that possible? Everybody here puts on a freshman 10.
A freshman 10?
If you work here, you're putting on 10 pounds the first few weeks, then you go, oh, no. Really
stop eating the product.
You gotta stop eating the product.
All right.
But I only eat a few a week.
And finally, we get a taste of the goods.
More than just cupcakes.
What is this?
Banana pudding.
You have no idea how good that is. And even one of Steve's favorites, an unfrosted cupcake right out of the oven. Oh, my God. That's amazing.
See, no schmutz.
No schmutz.
Felicia's face is a picture. Those of you who follow me on Twitter know how much I love my cupcakes too, so a great piece.